Hey everybody, it's Ron Bass with another edition of Soar High Personal Development, your source for inspiration. Well, we got a big crowd today.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to take our time. We're going to walk through some interesting. Pardon me?
Oh, that's one.
Oh, what's up, Zay?
We'll talk about Zay.
So Zay's one of our guests tonight. He's an artist with our Soar High Records, which is our entertainment company, which Davin's our producer. Davin Hunley over in the corner. He's our producer for our Soar High Records as well as our podcast. And Zay, joining us tonight, is a young man who has been around almost a year with us now, maybe 6 months or 10 months or so. He's a junior in high school. He's only 16 years old, but this guy's got a lot going on for himself. He says one of his biggest goals is to be able to help as many people as possible, to heal them through his music. And I think that's really cool. You know, music is the medicine. I've got a friend that is a blues artist, and that was his first album. I never will forget it. Music is the medicine. A guy named Anthony Gomes out of St. Louis now, originally I think from Canada. I've known this guy like 30 years, and he is really doing a great job traveling all over the United States with his music. But our genre is primarily hip hop at this point with Soar High Records. But eventually our goal is to be able to have a lot of other genres like country music and pop music and so forth and so on. Anyway, back to Zay. So he's performing with us. We have our own show called Soar High Live. And we perform live throughout the United States. At least that's our goal. Right now we're just in Missouri, but we're on the move. So that's Zay. Over here to my right is Kyle Simpson, tattoo artist. He's the owner of Triumph and Tattoos here in Springfield, Missouri. Super cool guy. And he mentors a lot of our artists. And he's a great promoter, smart guy, very artistic. And then further down the road here is Scott Davis. He's a tattoo artist as well.
Mentor of me.
His mentor. Speaking of mentor, we've done several podcasts on mentorship. Mentee. So good. You guys cool. Mentoring is super important. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah, you got to have people around you that care about you, but know a little bit more than you do to help you to get through the day, to get to your goals, to keep you upbeat when you don't feel like, getting up at all, let alone being upbeat, right?
Correct.
I read on Facebook. There's a friend of mine. Haven't seen this girl in years, but she's getting a divorce and she's so down, so depressed, so discouraged. Every time I read this article, I think, my goodness, that's not unusual. People go through bad relationships. They go through a lot of depression because you feel rejected.
Because of Facebook, no.
Well, Facebook sensationalizes it, perhaps.
Wait, here's that.
Oh, I'm just saying, that's just part of life, man. Nothing stays the same.
Nothing stays the same.
The only constant thing in life is change, really. And she'll get over it. It's a moment.
Facebook just
like everything else.
I think so. It's terrible.
Divorce sucks.
Well, divorce sucks. I've never been married, but I have had some bad relationships, and man, it's so distracting. It really takes you off your mark quickly. So the key there is, I think the real secret to success is that you have to deal with things and as they come along, because you're going to be challenged all the time. Being challenged is not unusual. I mean, I don't care if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're big, if you're small, if you're old, if you're young, if you're strong, if you're weak. You're going to be challenged every single day in some way, shape,
Embrace
or form.
the chaos.
Yes.
Embrace the chaos.
Seriously, you don't know what good comes around the corner.
But that's where mentorship, I think, plays a huge role.
And it's just life, man. Embrace the chaos.
Mentorship's probably the hardest thing ever because you can't control the person you're teaching.
Man. Rock life because you just never know.
Son's knuckles right there.
So there you go. Okay, cool. So
he couldn't control me through mentorship. Like, oh man, it probably made his life hell. But it'll be awesome.
So our topic tonight is, we have a lot of topics, but the specific topic tonight is going to be about how we all have certain gifts that I think God gives us. Like in my case, it was that I had the ability to speak, a public speaker. I always wanted to be a public speaker. I always wanted to be a broadcaster. Long story. So now all these years later in my career, I'm doing a podcast, right? We're a couple of years into this process. But I wanted to spin it off in a different kind of way where it's a personal development, inspirational type podcast where we can motivate people. I don't know if you can really motivate anybody, but you can at least encourage them through your own experiences that you've had in life, how you've had to overcome, how you've been able to overcome adversity and difficulty and be able to come out of that and become successful. And success is kind of a loose word. I mean, what is success?
Life.
No, seriously, it's hard enough to get to the point where you're comfortable, but it's even harder to keep it.
Very hard to keep it. You
Much
have
harder
to pay
to
your
keep it. It's
dues
hard
every
enough
day.
to get to that point, but then to keep it and keep it going and not have any of that crap of life get in the way, like we were talking about divorce and just depression, life, not
You
wanting to
said
get out of bed,
everything
on
that you've been
motivation, you know what I mean? That's going to happen no matter what through your life for everybody on this freaking planet. I don't care who you are. That happens to everybody. It's just what you do with it is what matters. You know, when I get stressed out and things go wrong, I freaking plug away and I work hard.
I'm like you.
Focus
I'm
like
like
I've
you, man.
never focused in my entire life. And I'll shut everything out and just
And that's
focus
where I
until
get it
I'm
from.
comfortable
You
where
gotta
I'm at. And then I can chill for a little
You see
bit
me?
until the next event happens.
Until the
It's
next
gonna
one.
happen
It's
again.
gonna happen
Shit's
again.
gonna go sideways.
Yes.
It's just a never, until you die, that is the never ending game. So it really doesn't matter what you do as long as you keep plugging away.
I like that. That's a good point.
Dedication and determination is everything.
Well, dedication. We've done several podcasts on, medication versus exercise versus mentorship and how all that together matters to keep people on track. A lot of people just don't want to accept the fact that they've got issues, and they'll
issues.
bury their head.
I love them.
Right?
That's 99% of the population.
But you have to accept who you are, and you have to figure out a way to get better. If you don't like yourself, you have to look in the mirror every day.
issues
Some
brought
people,
us back together.
some people get
Issues.
tired of
Love it.
living that lifestyle and make that change themselves because nobody's going to do it for you. You're going to have to, you can talk to somebody till they're blue in the face. People are going to do what they want to do because that's what they want to do. So
Right.
if they want to be depressed for the rest of their life, that's where they're going to be no matter how much you talk to them. It doesn't matter. You can give the keys to anybody for that door. It's up to them to go through it.
Me, not Phil. Remember that?
So back to the topic, we all have, I think, certain gifts that God has given us, and the key is, what are we going to do with it? Are we going to use it, or are we going to ignore it and walk away from it? And what are you going to do?
Some people lose it.
What are you going to do with your
Lose it.
God-given talent? What are some God-given talents? Well, like I said, in my case, becoming a public speaker. I'm not sure where it came from, but like I said, I think this is just a God-given talent. Being a business person, I think, was a learned trade because I came up young around people that were professional people and business owners, and I just gradually kind of moved into that direction. What's the old saying? No, it's not a saying, it's a law, psychology. You become who you surround yourself with.
100%. You are who you are surrounding yourself
And you become what you think about. Those are two laws of psychology.
with.
How about athleticism? How about, we were talking about martial arts earlier. Some people are just, they're just born to be fighters. They're born to be athletes. They're born to be talented in sport. And some people run with it, some people don't. But man, I've seen some guys that their genetics are incredible.
It helps.
It helps a lot.
It doesn't,
Coaches
doesn't
don't.
hurt. It helps. Yeah.
Coaches don't want to talk about it because they go, if you work hard, that's fine. But a guy that works hard and has good coaching and has good mentoring and has good genetics, God-given talent, he's going to probably
It's like the
be
perfect
ahead of the
storm.
curve. Yes, more than everybody else.
And that's
So,
with any genre of anything that you do in life, whether it's music,
speaking of music, how about people that have musical talent? Crazy talent.
But that takes time. That doesn't come right off the bat.
But I
That's
think some people
dedication.
they're just born with this talent
Because
this
it's that
musical
dedication.
genius.
Side note, though, can you tell them about your musical talents? Because they don't know anything about
Yeah,
it.
I don't have any at all.
He's been in bands. He can play the piano. He can play guitar. He can play the drums. Did you sing?
No, I can't sing for shit. I'm too white for that.
Too much.
But he's
Hey, so
actually
that's what we'll see.
very good at music. He just picked up art. Don't lie. You got
I've been-
pianos all over the place here.
When it comes to art, it doesn't matter whether it's sculptures, music, drawing.
But see, you
Art
got
is
to
sickening.
be
How good he
you're
is at it.
artistic. You're an artist.
Well, I was
in every
beginning
trade.
though. It's,
Well, you weren't.
No.
It was
He's
an art
everything,
trade.
dude. Metal fabricator. Fucking
if he
welder.
picked up a guitar for the very first time, never played it before, he's gonna suck until he plays it every day. Dedication, just all the time, every single day. Bomb, 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 bomb,
Yeah.
bomb. That's the deal right there.
That's the deal.
So until you get sick and tired of
Consistency.
doing it to the point where you hate it, but you still do it, and after that point, a couple times, then it starts to flow. Then it just becomes natural. But it takes so long to do that. Tattooing is has nothing to do with art whatsoever, and not too many people even know that. The art of tattooing is a whole nother art form in itself. To get the skin and the ink to go in the skin correctly, that takes a long time. Anybody can draw, but the tattoo.
Oh, no,
that's
wait.
a whole different
Not
ballgame.
everybody can draw. I
Bullshit.
can't.
I ain't gonna
I
lie.
can't draw.
We've taught.
I can
you
really
how to
write my
trace.
name.
I've watched him teach
You can
someone to draw.
trace anything. Anybody can trace. And that's what tattooing normally is in the beginning.
Okay.
But to get that ink to go in the skin correctly, even if you're tracing, it still looks like
There's
crap.
so many other variables.
There's so many variables involved.
It's
so-
like if I make a beat, the beat can sound as good as it needs to, but
There's things you just
an
don't
artist needs
know
to do
until
their
you
own
do
thing on it.
multiple times.
Yep, exactly.
it's that repetition over and over until you want to fucking puke your guts out.
Dude,
Well, what's the old saying about 10,000 hours to become an expert in anything?
Yeah, it's 20 plus years. So
How do you,
I'd say that's about right.
what
I
do you
mean,
think
I think it
about that?
depends
I
on
absolutely
who
agree,
you, what you pick
100,000%.
as an expert, though. You know, like,
Well,
if I was to go
that's
do
a loose
something
word,
crazy
too.
that makes money,
The
but
best-
I love my life.
The best
I might be a little
artists-
harder, though.
Yeah, the best artists and musicians, they didn't start out awesome.
No, you suck.
Nobody
Yeah,
does.
bro.
Dude. That is like
But I'm happy.
dedication.
But you
Wait.
have these child prodigies. That's what I was saying about earlier about God-given talent. I've seen kids 4, 5, 6 years old that can play piano like they're like a grown adult. It's crazy.
Because they've been doing it for a few years.
I brought
But
him.
I mean,
I
they
brought
started
hey, I
at
brought
such
him
a
a
young
Bridget
age.
Jones
I think
diary.
that's-
Scott, remember the Bridget Jones diary I brought you?
No.
The Bridget Jones diary with the Iron Maiden and all the album covers from all my dad's.
I don't even remember this.
And also,
Damn, for real? I brought him a Bridget Jones diary after he tattooed George on my dad's arm. It was supposed to say Gina.
It was in another language. I didn't know how to do. Yeah, we
Yeah.
looked it up on
Well,
the internet.
he
It
put
was
George on
definitely
him.
wrong.
We were at the landing downtown
Not my fault.
Branson, and she goes, "Oh, George, who's George?" And Dad looks at me. I go, I told you, he's sick. I just want to work there. He's like, "Well, you're gonna work there."
It
We
was
get
in
there,
Japanese.
and he's like, "Look at Kyle's sketchbook," and it's like, I had a pretty good sketchbook. The Bridget Jones diary is my mom's diary book.
Wow.
I had some Iron Maiden drawings. You actually tattooed the Iron Maiden Eddie face on my dad.
That was such a long. You were like 16 years old.
15.
15 years old. I don't even remember that.
But it was fire. And he goes, "You didn't trace this?" I go,
It
"No."
was 15 years ago.
He goes, "All right, well, every day for free, you gotta clean before you can draw, and you say what you do whatever I say."
Schoolwork.
Yeah, he made me graduate. He got me my license. Paid a lot, half my life, but it was tight.
Back to mentorship.
Taught me to do anything really.
Mentorship.
Yeah, well,
Except
more than
that'd
that.
be a day.
Mentorship is
Just
different.
that.
Mentorship is you go home and you have another life. But when he went home, he still dealt with me. Like it was.
Well, that's still mentoring. It's still, being interested in somebody to the point where you have so much respect for that person. Like in my case, my black belt in jiu-jitsu, I have so much respect for him.
I didn't know what that was, so I
But
didn't
he's
know what
earned that.
respect
He's
was.
earned that respect because of who he is and how he conducts himself, and he's, what he's done to help me, encourage me, and help me in a trade that I started really late in life. I never had any kind of background in sports or fighting or anything like that.
Is there a
It's a long
difference
story.
from respect and fear?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Huge. I mean, there's some similar. I see where you're going with it, but no, it's a big difference.
Huge difference. It's not even the same game.
I mean, I was pretty scared. 'cause
Well, to
I
be
fucked all the time.
in awe,
And I'm like, I get
to be in awe, but to be in awe for the wrong, for somebody you're afraid of versus somebody you respect, you want to be two different. But it's still being
Respect
in awe.
and fear.
It's still being in awe.
Is that different?
So back to the musical talent, Zay. You're not saying anything tonight.
Yeah, speak up, Jay.
What's up?
I mean, you guys got it covered.
Come on, man. We want to hear from you. You're from a whole
Speak up,
new
Jay.
generation.
Hey, I had him foeing my room the other night, and I go, "Man, you make music?" He goes, "You think Dad would have me here if I didn't work hard?" Where's that at?
Zay,
Why you here, bro?
I think
what's going on in your life? How's your life changed this year?
My life has changed a lot.
Well, let's tell everybody why and how come and what's up.
Well, at first, I was just chilling in my room, making music off of my phone. And then I met a young fellow named Nick Heist. Heist
Where is Nick? I saw him walk in here a while ago.
Yeah.
You were on his ass. He was making music in the back.
Nick did a podcast with us.
Yeah, and he's like, isn't he the first artist?
Yes, he was our first artist.
Yeah, other than Mike, he was the
Yeah.
first artist. And
With Soar High
he was,
Records.
for Soar High, he was my supervisor at.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see where you worked.
Yeah, my job.
Okay.
And he handed me a flyer, and it was like, he handed me a flyer, and it said that you guys were performing. It was the latest show before the one
Okay.
that Mike just had.
Okay.
You were there? You
No, I
performed that night?
didn't. No, I didn't go because it
It
was
was
21 and up.
I popped in that night. Cam was there.
No, we're talking about Nathan Pease. We're talking
Yeah,
about
Nathan B. Murphy's in Springfield.
Yeah.
My friend Bob Martin owns it. He's been there 50 years.
We're talking about Bob?
Bob Martin.
Dr. Bob?
Dr. Bob.
He's one of my
Dr.
best friends.
Love
Really,
Bob.
Wanda?
Small world. Yeah,
Love
Bro,
Wanda.
I've been on that Dr. Bob show many times. I've played that
Really?
stage. I can't even tell you how many times.
What a
It's fucking
small world,
incredible.
man.
Yeah. I opened up for Rocky Athos there. A bunch of people did that.
What a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
love
great.
Doc- we love
Bob and
Dr.
Wanda,
Bob.
that's so
Dr.
funny.
Bob.
Dude, I love Bob.
I've like you. I've known him for 40 years. A long time. I was
at
with him when he
least
first.
20.
I was with him when he first opened up the club.
Wait, which
It
one's Bob?
It was a jazz club originally.
Dr. Bob.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
Like 40 years ago, 35, 40 years ago.
When he took it over, it's always been blues.
Yeah, he's a blues guy. So he rented the venue to Soar High Records for one of our first shows. And we're going to continue to use that venue for our Soar High live show.
Just stop by there and say hi to them. I haven't seen them in a couple
Yeah,
years.
so that's great. What a small world.
But I
I know,
know you
right?
podcast with Ron. I don't know. You met Ron.
Crazy, huh?
Oh, I will for sure.
Yeah, I know Bob real.
My new shop is like 2 blocks over from Murphy's. Like,
Hey,
literally
Scott,
right
you don't
there.
even know. We're going to be with them a lot more than you think. With both of our
Oh,
shops.
that's great.
Because these guys are going to help
I
build
do-
both of ours.
I do another podcast with Clever Kaiju. It's
Yeah.
a big
Cool.
click. Yeah. So it's all the local artists that work for like
Okay.
Marvel and DC
Sure.
and
Ghost Rider and
I like it.
yeah, all these guys live here. Like David Roselle, he does all the album covers for Disturbed and Avenged Sevenfold.
Lives here.
He lives right here down the street, actually, right?
Ozark,
Yeah.
Springfield, Nixa.
Yeah, Javier Soltero, he does everything for Ghost Rider. He lives in Ozark, right down the street. from
So you're talking about an artist, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So for the people listening out there, what we're really trying to say is that anybody can do anything if it's important enough to you, you can make things happen. Now, is it going to be easy? Is it going to be fast?
No,
Probably not.
never.
But you have to enjoy the journey. There is no real destination. It's all a journey. I don't care how successful you are. It's all a journey. Everything's a journey in life, and you have to enjoy the ride. I think. I always talk about getting off like being on a bus and then stopping like at a bus stop and going into the bus station and having something to eat and getting back on the bus. That's the life. It's like bus stops. Like you drive down the road and then you have these stops and you get back on the bus, you go down the road.
Yeah, those
That's
stops.
life.
Those stops put things in front of you all the time. Like you
Yes.
can meet somebody right then and there that while you're eating, and just get to know that person for a split second, and then
Yes.
you have no idea how that's going to change your
And
life.
speaking of that, you never know who you're going to meet on the way up or on the way down. That's why you should always be nice to everybody because you never really know how it's all going to turn
Boundaries.
It
out.
only takes one person to see
I've
something.
learned to
was
maybe
reading-
not so much. Be nice, cordial, but boundaries.
Well, you don't.
Well,
like
you,
somebody to be
you
nice
just
to them.
you just have to treat people the way they treat you. You
Right.
don't have if somebody treats you bad. Have a nice day.
No wonder
bye-bye.
everybody's so angry. It's just
silly.
people treating everybody like
No.
crap, dude.
But we can
Everybody's scared.
we can be nice to everybody until they are nice to us. Then we just don't have their company anymore. It's not rocket science.
It's really easy for me to just walk away from a situation.
Walk away, man.
Instantaneous, no problem whatsoever.
Because of me, probably.
18-minute mark.
It's because
18 minutes. Okay. Well, we've got a few more
Yeah.
minutes to
Okay.
go, and then
All right,
So
we
can
probably
we do
work
this here?
people-
Can we do this here
Probably
while we're
work
on
people
camera?
out.
While we're on camera, Scott's got to go, but can I sub in Cam? He's
Yeah.
like my side
Yeah,
guy,
cool. Yeah.
mentee.
man, it was
Sir, nice to meet you.
Scott,
Sir.
nice to
thank
meet
you
you
for doing
too.
this, bro.
Sorry
Love
about that.
you. More to
Be done.
come.
I'll see you here in a few.
Yes, sir.
I just got some people I got to talk to.
Yep.
So
Do it.
Peace out.
keep
bro.
it up, young one.
Body creation, Scott Davis, man.
Yep. See you guys
Be
later.
Careful, wire.
That will be edited.
I'm
now.
going this way.
Thank you, sir.
fine.
See you guys.
All right, can I introduce
Yes,
Kickstand?
I'll let you introduce him.
This is Kickstand. Scoot up.
Scoot up. Where's the mic?
He's a big part of everything we're doing.
Okay.
All right, so this is Kickstand Cam.
Kickstand Cam.
Yeah, Kickstand Cam.
I like it.
He was my manager, one of the best for the longest time, but his part of his life is just being around everyone at all times, and there's no time. Like, you picked out for me, like, we have no value of time. And it's super messed up. It's just people who we are, and Cam knows more people in Springfield than I could even fathom. I see a lot of myself in him.
Okay.
And I bring in artists from all over with Johan, and the only person they ever remember is, where's Cam? Every
When you
person,
say you bring an artist, you're talking about hip hop artists. You bring
every genre, anybody's got a check mark. Big artists, working with Allen Ballroom, and
Allen
I
Ballroom
think-
is a local venue here in Springfield, Missouri,
Yeah,
where they
correct.
bring in a lot of acts.
where our new shop will be.
Where your new shop's going to be.
It's really the only venue that's been around consistently, I'd say, in the last 10 years. There's a few popped up and gone. But Outland's been pretty consistent from what I can remember.
Yeah, it brings in like big artists.
Bigger artists, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're going with your life. And
You know, that's a hard question. I've been wondering that myself.
oh, now we're getting to another topic, like what's going on with your life, and not sure where you want to go maybe next time, but that's the secret, I think, to success. You got to have some kind of a roadmap. You have to set some goals. I like to set 2 goals every year. One is financial, one's personal. And I've talked about this in other podcasts. I write it down on the back of a business card, and I date it and I sign it, and I put it in my billfold. So every time I touch my billfold, I recite the goals. And guess what? You become what you think.
Yeah, you manifest it.
And it becomes reality. Everything I've ever accomplished, I know it's going to sound crazy,
Yeah.
is on the back of a business card in my billfold. My whole life, for 40 years I've been doing this. So everything you're seeing here and you hear about is not just happenstance.
Hey,
It's
there's
happened
one thing I
because
can
of
say, though.
what's written down on the back of a business card. The goals.
No one I know can do what Cam does. Anyone can do what he does because of how wholesome he is. No bad intentions. He's there for a good time. He's down to work. He keeps up with me, never bitches. And I'm like an Energizer bunny. I wear everyone out in my life. They're donezo. My wife is just as hard as me, but I have to submit to her a little bit, but I don't have to submit to everybody else. But Cam's always down, and he'll tell me when it's too much, and just no one's like Cam. So Cam is a staple right now.
Gotcha.
He helps, he talks, he directs, he shows people a good time, and shows them Springfield, Missouri. I love Springfield, Missouri, and Cam is the epitome of Springfield, dude. The nicest person, dude. You are, bro.
Maybe next time.
Dude, Springfield's awesome. You can't do Springfield's.
Maybe next time you can join us for a full podcast and we get to know you better, and
Cam's
you can tell us some more about yourself, and we'll just have more conversation. We're going to have to wrap it up here pretty
This was
soon.
an interlude to the
Because
next
guess
one.
what?
Yeah, and
People's attention span is about that much. I've learned this the hard way by studying my analytics on our podcast.
Do you hear him? He's using the big words now.
Yeah,
But-
I'm using the big words.
when me and Cam start posting, we're gonna do something like Soar High, Triumph. All
I like
this
it.
is going down.
So
and Cam is our vital
It's all
part.
going hand in glove.
Cam is a vital part of everything we're doing, dude. He's going
Cam
to be
knows a lot
your
of people.
promoter. He's promoting you guys because he has the biggest following in town. He's a bouncer. He's security. He's bar back. He's bartender. He's my friend for a long time.
Okay, so closing thoughts.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not good on the spot.
That's all right, man.
Yeah.
You can come to the next podcast and
Yeah, for
just
sure.
have some thoughts in your head.
Yeah, well,
Because the whole idea is we want to be able to encourage people and inspire people to
absolutely.
stick to their
I've inspired
goals,
you,
whatever
right?
those goals are.
Absolutely.
Closing thoughts, sir?
Closing thoughts. What does that entail?
It's like,
what we
like,
did.
like, a summary of what we've done, or
What we
or just
did
how
here
you
tonight.
Yeah, or
I
how
enjoyed
you,
it. This is my first podcast, and
I've enjoyed this for sure.
I didn't know what I was getting
Absolutely.
into. I got a mouth on me, but I'm a very personable contact person. And
That's another God-given trait.
Yes, I don't take pictures.
Personality.
Of people. I do not.
Charm.
I don't take pictures. I don't post unless it's
Business.
business.
You
And
took a picture tonight, a 20-minute picture.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
You're,
do this.
you're going to be all over the internet. We have
I don't do it.
4,500 subscribers, so
I've
somebody's going to be watching.
I've made multiple videos with me in it, and I've never posted them. And I've paid hundreds of dollars for them. And I said, no. But tonight, I'm doing this for Ron.
Thank you for being here, sir.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts, eh?
Really, the only closing thoughts I have is
Zay's a man of many words.
Zay has school gotten easier in the last month or two, being around everybody now.
word it has. Kyle's been motivating me.
Motivating. Motivation. That's what I want to hear.
Tattoo.
He gets a tattoo on a diploma.
I like it.
After
Cool,
he
thank you,
gets
sir.
it, after he graduates.
Good game. There's always
Man, I graduated high school, I
incentive to do
graduated
something.
college, I got a minor, boy.
Scott that just left made me graduate high school early. I graduated early because of him. He made me do all my classes before I could wipe the counters. And after I wiped the counters and mop the floor, I could draw.
I like it.
And then when I turned 18, I had to do all that still, and then I could tattoo and make money.
Yeah.
And he
See,
did
that's why I
that.
like
You can tell Scott's a good dude, man.
Oh, he's
Because school probably harder for me because I have a passion and I know what I want to do, but like I still have to do
it's
it.
hard for everybody.
yeah.
though.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to close it out for tonight. So I appreciate everybody being here, contributing. And then, as you know, we're on our YouTube channel, the Soar High Personal Development. And our podcast, our website is same at soarhighpersonaldevelopment.com. You can hear audio there. Go to Spotify, all the major platforms. You can hear our podcast. And you can send us emails on our website. You've got a place for contact. So just remember, if you don't give up, the stars will always line up. So until next time, stay positive.